The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Monday podcast.
Hey, yo.
Right, okay. Here we are.
Not usually do I, almost never am I not able to watch the Bronx, or more so do I opt to not watch the Broncos. But
I didn't watch them on the weekend.
No, Sarah was getting ready for work. She had an afternoon shift, which is like 2 to 11 p.m. on Friday afternoon. She's getting ready, and she gets a text saying, by the way, you're doing a double. So she finishes at 7 a.m. the next morning.
So she starts at 2
p.m. all the way through to 7 a.m.
That's a big day.
So then, she gets home at 8 and sleeps for most of the day. She was in and out.
Hang on, let me get my head around this. So she starts work at 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Had she worked before then?
The night before, maybe? I'm trying to think.
So
Thursday night she did work. So like 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Thursday.
She worked 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. So got to bed 11 p.m. Then she's up.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't sleep for
What?
she might get to bed at maybe 1 a.m. She might fall asleep by the time she
Gets to bed at 1 a.m.
Yeah, up at 6.
Up, do it all, and then start work at 2 p.m. knowing that you're not stopping work. Did you say 7 a.m.?
Till 7 a.m. the next day. Usually if she has to do a double, she'll get a heads up that maybe it's going to happen so she can do some prep sleep for it, But we were literally just sitting down watching the finale of...
do they get to sleep? Sleep on the job?
Not on the job. No, not in... I think when you be a nurse on the ward, because there's other nurses there, but because in her role, when she's up the top sort of looking after everybody else, it's only her. So there's no cover. There's no you can't even take your half-hour break and someone else can come and take over you. You're locked in. So.
That shift is more hours than you do in a week, Ashley.
It probably would.
It
be.
is.
Yeah.
It's why
Does she get does she get free reign for the hospital kitchen? Are they able to order food from whatever the patients are eating?
She doesn't tell me that. We do a lot of food prep beforehand, and we'd had some, I think, burritos the night before, so I made up some burritos for her to microwave when she got there.
Eat hospital food?
Well, she didn't touch the food that we packed, but I don't think she's getting it from the hospital either, getting the Jello and whatever else type of situation.
little packets of ice cream, stuff like that.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
You get sick of that pretty quick.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I reckon. Especially over a night shift with that, you're trying to keep it awake and you're just throwing crap down.
They'd have some decent food at the hospital.
Yeah, I think it's better than it used
sandwiches
to be.
And stuff.
Yeah, it's better than than I think the stigma around it. But still, I think once I used to work at the movies and you get overeaten free popcorn after a while because your stomach can only handle so much salt. But she'd get home and she slept for most of the day, and then at the end she sort of woke. Maybe 5 o'clock. She got in and out because the kids are playing basketball. Just enough time between games for us to shoot home rather than stick around at the play.
Wake the whole house up.
Pretty much, yeah. So I read on the right act, put on my Christian Bale Batman voice. I'm like, you shut up when we get in there and you keep it dead shut. I'm not even joking. And they, for the most part, they're pretty good. And then we come home properly. 5 o'clock, she's awake. And I thought, you know what? We missed out on a chance to do it the other day. I reckon even if we're not going to go out to dinner, but I reckon if we just go and watch a movie. We can just go and sit down and watch a movie because then we're doing something but not doing anything.
Go out to the movies.
Go out to the movies.
And Jodie wanted me to do that over the weekend.
Yeah, we were going to go and see that Lilo and Stitch, the Disney movie, kids stuff. So we take them out and do that business. And she said, "Do you want to go and watch a movie? Let's go do something." I said, "Yeah, I've already looked. There's a 6:30." She said, I actually meant the lounge room. Like, well, now I've committed because I knew very well there was a Broncos game on at 7:30, but I've committed to going out now. Okay. And so we went there, and then I'm getting messages coming through on my phone. I thought, I'm going to try and not look at it. I'll get home and I'll start it from the beginning of the game. I'll just go to KO. And, of course, I looked at my watch at one point. One of my mates has texted through, "I'm turning this off." I thought, this is going well. It was 22-6 or whatever it was at halftime. And then I thought, maybe I don't even... Maybe I don't even watch this at all. And I would never do that, but I'm like, I haven't got it in me after Origin, and
I know.
It was already a long day, and if we're getting flogged,
we need a win occasionally, we need something little.
And then my grandfather calls me and he says, "Do you know how to fix this on the TV?" And you can just hear it voice track confirmed. Voice track confirmed. Every 5 seconds it's going off. So it's like a voice assistant. If he turns the volume up, it's like volume 62.
Oh, right.
Volume 62. Everything that he touches. And I said, I don't know how to properly talk you through this. He goes, "We're just trying to watch the footy." And I say, "Okay, I don't know." And Sarah's like, "Just drive around there. Just drive around and we'll fix it up." So we're on the road already. and we'll come around. He's, no, don't do that, Mitch. I said, Pop, if you're watching the footy, I'll come around. If you're going to be watching the Broncos get flogged, you may as well do it where you can hear it, I think. Went around there and accidentally found out how to fix it. And we were right at it was like the beginning of the second half. And I thought, geez, it's okay. There's a little bit of time left. He goes, I reckon they'll come back here. I said, Pop, you've been watching it? I hope so. He was actually in delay. And I've gotten back in the car and it was 9 minutes to go. And it was still the same score. And then I think Manly scored again to really flog us. And I thought, do I have the heart now? I've just fixed his TV to call him up and go, mate, switch it off. It's not getting any better in here. Or do I keep up a man in his mid-80s and go, you should probably push through.
Let him have hope.
Let him have hope, yeah. And so I said nothing. And that was a tough one. It's been a tough old week there on the football front. But hey, good news. They were the only ones to let me down on my tipping. I got 6 out of 7.
Same here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I needed it after the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. But I think everyone was the same, you know.
Unfortunately.
The Bronx have got some dramas there, that's for sure. For sure.
We remain in hope. Saturday night Titans.
Oh, yeah. Well, if we can't beat them.
No, it's not like we ever play them into form.
No.
And usually when we're going well, we play
Suncorp.
them into form. It's Suncorp Saturday night. Looking forward to that one.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.